Hey there, welcome back to the channel, Tactical Preppers. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any essential survival tips. We live in a world of increasing uncertainty. Cyberattacks, aging infrastructure, and natural disasters can all disrupt our lives in the blink of an eye. That's why it's more important than ever to be prepared. We need to be ready to protect ourselves and our families when disaster strikes. The key to survival is planning ahead. So let's go over the 10 must-have items that will make sure you're ready for anything. Whether you live in a high-rise in the city or you've got acres of land in the countryside, these things are non-negotiable. First up, let's talk about power. When the grid goes down, your access to electricity goes with it. No lights, no refrigeration, no way to charge your vital electronics. That's why having an off-grid power source is absolutely critical. Think of it like the heart of your survival setup. A reliable solar generator, a well-maintained battery bank, or even a DIY solar setup can be your lifeline. We're talking about powering essential lights, keeping your radios running for communication, and most importantly, making sure medical equipment stays operational. Remember, in a grid-down situation, you're not just surviving the initial event, you're surviving the aftermath. And having a way to power essential devices can make all the difference. Next, we're tackling water. It's the most essential element for human survival, and in a grid-down scenario, finding clean, safe drinking water becomes a top priority. Forget about turning on the tap. You need a reliable way to filter out contaminants and make water safe for consumption. Investing in a gravity-fed water filter like a Berkey system is fantastic for home base, offering a continuous supply of purified water. But you need options for when you're on the move too. Portable water filters like the Sawyer or Life Straw are absolute lifesavers, literally. These compact tools can turn even the murkiest puddle into a source of hydration, removing bacteria and parasites that could otherwise bring your survival journey to a grinding halt. Remember, proper hydration equals clear thinking and effective decision-making when it matters most. Now, let's talk fuel, but not just for your generator. I'm talking about fuel for your body, food. In a long-term grid-down situation, your regular grocery runs are out the window. You need a stockpile of shelf-stable food that will keep you and your family going for the long haul. Think freeze-dried meals for their long shelf life and ease of preparation, rice and beans for their nutritional value and bulk, and canned goods for variety. But having the food is only half the battle. You need a way to cook it. A propane camping stove offers versatility, while a rocket stove is incredibly fuel-efficient and can be crafted with readily available materials. And if you want to harness the power of the sun, a solar oven is a great option. Remember, a well-fed prepper is a strong prepper. Darkness can be a prepper's worst enemy. When the sun goes down and the grid is out, you need a way to navigate your surroundings, stay safe, and, well, maintain a sense of normalcy. That's where reliable backup lighting comes into play. Solar-powered lanterns are a great option for sustainable illumination, charging up during the day to provide light throughout the night. Headlamps are essential for keeping your hands free while you work, and crank-powered flashlights ensure you're never left in the dark, even if your batteries run dry. And don't underestimate the value of good old-fashioned candles. They're inexpensive, readily available, and provide a comforting glow in even the most challenging situations. Remember, the ability to see clearly in the dark can be the difference between safety and disaster. In any survival situation, knowledge is power. And in a grid-down scenario, staying informed about what's happening in the outside world can give you a crucial advantage. That's why having a reliable means of emergency communication is paramount. Ham radios are a prepper's best friend, allowing you to connect with others over long distances, gather information, and even call for help if needed. GMRS radios offer a shorter range option for communicating with family members or neighbors. And don't forget about a hand-crank NOAA weather radio. This will keep you updated on approaching storms, potential hazards, and other critical weather information. Remember, Staying connected means staying informed, and staying informed can be the difference between life and death. Exposure to extreme temperatures, especially cold, can be a silent killer in a survival situation. When the grid goes down, your furnace might too, leaving you vulnerable to the elements. That's why having a reliable heat source is non-negotiable. If you live in an area with harsh winters, a propane heater can be a lifesaver, providing efficient and effective warmth for your home. A wood-burning stove is a more sustainable option, but it requires a readily available supply of fuel. And don't underestimate the importance of proper clothing. Investing in high-quality thermal gear, layering your clothing, and knowing how to create effective shelter can make all the difference in cold weather survival. Remember, staying warm means staying alive. An electromagnetic pulse, or EMP, is basically a sudden burst of electromagnetic radiation that can fry electronic circuits, rendering your devices useless in an instant. While the threat of a large-scale EMP might seem like something out of a movie, it's actually a real danger that, honestly, every prepper should be prepared for. The good news is, protecting your sensitive electronics from EMPs is relatively simple. Faraday bags and cages act like miniature bunkers for your devices, blocking out harmful electromagnetic radiation. So, you'll want to store your essential electronics, spare phones, radios, GPS units, and even a laptop in Faraday protection. It's a simple step that could save your electronics and give you a crucial advantage in a grid-down scenario. In a grid-down situation, access to medical care might be limited or non-existent. That's why having a well-stocked first aid kit and a basic understanding of medical skills are absolutely essential. Your first aid kit should be comprehensive, including everything from bandages and antiseptics to pain relievers and allergy medication. But don't just stock it and forget it. Familiarize yourself with the contents and learn how to use them effectively. Consider taking a first aid course or wilderness medicine training. The knowledge you gain could be the difference between life and death for you or a loved one. When the power goes out, so do most of the conveniences we rely on daily. That's why having a collection of manual tools and a supply of stored fuel becomes paramount. Start with the basics: a sturdy handsaw for cutting firewood, an axe for splitting logs, a hand-crank grain mill for grinding your own flour, and a set of high-quality hand tools for repairs around your home or vehicle. Don't forget about stored fuel. Gasoline, propane, and kerosene should all be stored safely and properly to power generators, stoves, and other essential equipment. Remember, self-sufficiency is key in a grid-down world. In a grid-down scenario, the unfortunate reality is that crime rates can spike. Protecting your home, your supplies, and your family becomes paramount. This means being prepared to defend yourself if necessary. Now, the best form of defense is always prevention. Reinforce your doors and windows, install security lighting, and consider a well-trained guard dog. But it's also crucial to be prepared to defend yourself if the situation arises. Familiarize yourself with firearms safety and handling, or consider archery as a silent and effective alternative. Remember, your safety and the safety of your loved ones are your responsibility. Be prepared to protect them. Look, the world is changing fast, and the things we used to take for granted can disappear in an instant. But that doesn't mean we have to panic. It means we need to prepare. If you've been waiting, now's the time to get these items before the price tag goes even higher. When the grid goes down, comfort goes with it, but survival doesn't have to. By having these 10 essential items, you're taking control of your destiny. You're ensuring that you and your family have the best chance of making it through whatever comes our way. Let me know in the comments what you'd add to this list. What do you already have? And what's your next step? If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, drop a comment, and subscribe for more real-world prepping strategies. Stay ready, stay alert, stay alive. Tactical Prepper, signing off.